and that'll be awesome for going fast.
G'day guys, welcome to the next episode of our 300ZX track car build. Today we're going to be pulling out the rear suspension and fuel tank of this to get ready to notch the chassis and put our R32 rear subframe in. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we've gotten our shock and spring out of the back of our Z31 300ZX here. I'll take the opportunity to show you guys why semi-trailing arm suspension is a little bit archaic and not really suited to what we want from our Z. It is really limited as far as adjustability goes. You don't really have much option when it comes to placing the wheel exactly where you want. And added to that, as the arm swings through its arc, there's quite a bit of camber gain or negative camber gain. I'll show you now. If I lift it up, there's quite a lot of negative camber there. And that's not incurable, but not in its entirety anyway. So that's why we're going to move away from this into something completely different. All right, suspension's all out. Next thing for us is getting the fuel tank out because we need to weld to the crossmember that's right in front of it, and that's going to be in the way, probably a little dangerous as well. So let's get that out, and then we can pull the drive shaft out and get welding and cutting. Something to consider if you're pulling a lot of weight out of one end of your car is, first of all, if you're on a hoist like we are, where you position the car on the hoist. If you have the nose of the car hanging way off the edge and you pull all the way out of the back, it's going to be pretty unsafe. So we've moved the car so that all the weight that's left in the nose is very close to the center line of the hoist, or as close as we can have it. And we've also put 80 litres of these Castrol oil drums in the back of the car just to kind of replace the weight that we've removed from the car. You might get away with not doing it, but it's easier than dying. All right, so we've got Jimbo here from Spread Cheese Fabrications. He's done a bunch of work on some of our other projects, be it the Peugeot 205, the FJ40 with the LS conversion. If we need something difficult fabbed up, we go to James. James. Thanks. So this time around, we're fitting this S13 subframe in the back of our Z31. We've been lucky enough to pick a kit up to do this, so hopefully it makes your life a little bit easier.
Absolutely.
I mean, looking at this, do you think there's any pain points really with doing this, or?
Look, to be honest with this kind of stuff, someone else has already done all the hard work for us, so we just have to make sure we do a good job of notching, cutting and welding.
The beauty of
and
having
that's what I'm here for, so rock and roll. First step's going to be getting the subframe in place, and then working out where the notching has to take place. But aside from that, it's going to be pretty simple really, so pretty excited. We've just installed the S13 subframe into the Z31. To do that, it was a decent sized job. The reason it was done was because of strength, parts availability, adjustability of the the angles of the rear suspension setup. There's not a lot of aftermarket support for the Z31s. So yeah, in went the S13 subframe. Now to do that, we were really lucky because there was a kit available that came with a few laser cut parts, which gave us the alignment of the whole thing. So basically, first thing was to get the rear pins in for the subframe, which are up here. So now this plate is one of the included parts in the kit. So that gives us the location with these 2 bolts here. So once we had that location set, it enabled us to bolt up the subframe and then look at extending the front of the subframe, and also looking at all of the notching we had to do to the monocoque setup of the Z31, because obviously it's not made to go in this car, but yeah, there was a bit of notching that had to take place. Obviously on both sides we had to take out this section here, notch this section here, and also here for the arms. So yeah, we've got plenty of clearance there now. And then the final thing to do was actually at the front of the subframe, we had to actually extend the subframe forward to the chassis mounts there. We didn't want to be pressing in the bushings that we were going to use and then taking them out. So I actually turned down some bushes so that it was a bit of a looser tolerance, so that we didn't have to bash the hell out of the subframe and or press it and tweak it or something. So yeah, it's all in there now, sturdy as, and yeah, now we'll look at what else needs to be done. Interestingly enough, some of the other guys that have done this haven't actually boxed in this section, but we actually chose to tie those 2 points together and box in that section completely and add a lot of rigidity to the rear of the car. And that'll be awesome for going fast.